run both native and DSP, so that's really cool. The other thing, if you're not already a Pro Tools user, it's easier than ever because you can either get a subscription or you can buy Pro Tools, whatever works for you.
Avid Cloud Collaboration is all about making collaboration what it should be. Simple, easy, fun, and creative. And it'll allow our users to be more efficient while we do all the file handling in the background. And this is enabled by the Avid Media Central platform, which not only includes cloud technology as well as Avid's world-class applications such as Pro Tools, Media Composer, our control surfaces, and integrated technologies such as AX plugins and Yukon.
Excellent. So today what we're going to be doing is collaborating together remotely on a Junior Sanchez remix of a Madonna track. So, yeah, sure, no problem. So what we're going to do is start getting this project set up. To do that, we've been doing this really remotely. I'm based in Japan. I know I don't look very Japanese, but I live there. Eduardo's in Rio, and actually some of the other guys we're working with, obviously here in the States and over in the UK. So it really does work. It uses the internet. It's great fun. We actually enjoy it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and make a new project here. And if you're familiar with Pro Tools 12, you would have seen the dashboard already. But you'll notice there's now a Projects tab, much like Pro Tools First. And if I go to create a new project, I have a choice. I can do a session, which is local, or a project, which is up in the cloud. So I'm going to make a project here, and because we're doing a Madonna remix, I'm going to call this Madonna. If I can spell, Madonna. 7 or so, I think we are. And zoom back out. And the cool thing is already you can see all of my basic session information like tempo, ruler, markers, and all that stuff is going up to the cloud, getting ready for me to get that information over to Eduardo when he's up and running. So I know we're working on a sort of a house remix here, so I've prepared a few things already for this. So let me jump in here, and I'm going to bring in some drums, and if we have a listen to that. I'll turn off this metronome. I think Eduardo's going to need the metronome later on when he does his guitar thing, but I'm okay for now. So we just have a little drum loop in there. But you know, sometimes we hear Pro Tools doesn't necessarily have some great music creation features, but there's a lot of things in there that people don't know about as well. They have been in there for forever. So let's say I've got this little drum loop here. I can group that so it's easier to work together, and if I loop it out, I can just do 8 bars that quickly. I could use the trim tool, of course, that would work too, but it's just a really quick, nice way to get that into my session. The other thing is I've had some files sent over from the producer. Now here's the workspace. I can grab a file and drag it over to the workspace, and that automatically makes a track in the background, which is cool. So now I've got this drum loop and this bass part. I'm just going to start building the pattern for my part. So I've actually worked on another bass part here, and I'll bring that into the session too. And this is using a virtual instrument called from Alturia, and it's basically like a little mini move, so good fun. Now, of course, I've got a keyboard here, and I could play it in, but in the interest of time, I actually have a playlist with the MIDI already there, cheating a little bit, but here we go. I'm just going to check if Eduardo's around. Hey man, you online? Let's check if he's going okay. Cool, so he's online. So at this stage, you'll see I've got this project chat, which is related to the project I've just created, and I have a chat for that. So I'm going to invite Eduardo to this project. There's his name, and I'm going to add. And as soon as I add him, hopefully very soon, he's going to get a notification to say, please join my project.
So I did get a notification here, so I'm just going to check what it is, and it's him inviting me to the project. I want to click on the green check mark. And you can see, once I do that on my dashboard, the project has showed up. All I have to do is double click it, open it up, and now I've got an empty template, and it's downloading right now the markers, the tempo, the key signature of the song, any chord symbols that's associated to this project.
Cool. So I'm going to get ready to share some tracks to Eduardo, because you do get to choose what I want to share, what I don't want to share, and you can imagine there's lots of reasons why that might be the case. So, for example, this bass part, I don't know if he has this plugin or not. So I'm going to use a feature that's from Pro Tools 12.4, which is freeze. So I'll just zoom in here so you can see that little snowflake icon there. And if I click on freeze, that's going to render that into audio. And you'll actually see that the audio comes up, the MIDI's overlaid over top, and both of these plugins are still available. He could unfreeze that if he has them and have a play with them, but I don't know that, so I'm going to leave it frozen. And for example, with this drum track, I'm using Falcon. It's a really cool synth and sample playback. And this is one of these plugins that can do multiple outputs. So I've got this bus to a whole lot of tracks with different processing, which you probably want to do. You want to have a different effect on your kick and your snare and so on. But again, I don't know if Eduardo's got the plugin, and really, does he need all these tracks? Maybe not. I'm going to ask him to do some guitar for me, so he probably doesn't need it. So I'm going to use a feature that was introduced in Pro Tools 12.3, which is commit. So I'm just going to use the keyboard shortcut here, and it's going to turn that auxiliary of my drum sub bus into an audio track, just using one click there. So there you go, it's processing away in the background, and then we have an exact copy of the audio sitting there, ready to go. We'll just zoom that in, just a touch there. Where are we? Let me get back over here. And we will just mute this because we don't need it. And if I play that back and turn up the volume, it sounds exactly the same as before, but that's slightly easier for him to deal with a frozen track, the bus output, as well as the instruments I already had. So I'm going to share those now with Eduardo. So he's got I'll pop these drums down here. To share them with him, I'm going to select the tracks I want to share, and in here is this little icon, and this is the track sharing icon. So if I now share these tracks, you'll see these already starting to push up through the cloud, heading into our project. And I'm going to let him know, hey man, sending you some tracks. Let's work on this remix.
All right, so cool. I'll download them now. Okay, so as you can see, he's finishing uploading. We're actually using the internet for this, so he's pushing this up to the cloud. In my system, you can see I'm receiving all those tracks as well. If we watch the task manager, you could have this open, or you can minimize this so it doesn't take so much real estate, but it'll let you know the state of the transaction. And once that is done, I'm going to bring your attention to these new tools that will be coming out in Pro Tools 12.5. This up, down, and this button that's been turned green. And this is indicating that I've got tracks that have been shared with me. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And once I do that, you'll see that the same tracks that he's shared with me have showed up in my session with the name, same color, same name, inserts, sends, well, you name it. So let's take a listen. All right, that sounds good. I'm just gonna turn that bass down a bit. Okay, and before I start recording some guitars, I'm gonna change this bass sound a bit. I'm just gonna add a third layer, which is gonna be something with a bit more grunt. And it's an instrument from Air called Loom.